Today is a third video with a new background. This is not my room because some viewers say, Sajid, you are being paid by TPLF. Others say you're being paid by PM Abiy. That is why sometimes you are seen traveling in a car, sometimes you are seen with new backgrounds. It means you are being funded by someone. This is not my house. I am at a relative's house. Now, four news stories was firstly, PM Abiy today organized a lunch, Easter lunch for the homeless, the elderly and the children. We have some pictures for you. Second news story is also about PM Abiy. Reportedly, one of his family members has been kidnapped by the fighters of Oromo Liberation Army. Where did this incident happen? And thirdly, we have a new story about a statement of General Berhanu Jula, Ethiopian army chief, who spoke about a letter written by Tigray president to UN Secretary General 2 days ago. General Jula is threatening UN Secretary General. What did he say? And lastly, a new story from the Benishangul Gumuz region of Ethiopia. We have been reporting about OLA's presence in BG. The video shows several dozens of newly trained Benishangul Gumuz fighters. And reportedly, some OLA commanders can also be seen. Newly trained recruits are speaking Afan Oromo language too. We have a clip for you. Firstly, viewers, PM Abiy today organized a lunch program, Easter lunch, for the homeless, for the elderly, for children, poor people. He invited more than 200 persons for this lunch. You can see some pictures on your screen. PM Abiy can be seen serving food to the persons who attended this lunch hosted by PM Abiy. We have seen several such displays of humility from PM Abiy in the past as well. Wherever he gets an opportunity, he tries to show that he is humble. And I always share these things with you. If he is doing it sincerely, it must be appreciated. We don't know about his intentions. We don't know. We cannot look in his heart, what he's thinking. So I share it with you because it's a sign of humility, whether genuine or affected. But it should be supported. At least the poor people are being invited and they have lunch with Ethiopian PM. But again, the Prime Minister, the government should not focus on cosmetic things. Cosmetic measures won't change Ethiopian society. You'll have to educate people. You'll have to make them self-sufficient. You'll have to build institutions. By making people dependent on aid, by making people dependent on such lunch hosted by government officials, will take Ethiopia nowhere. Ethiopia needs institutions. Ethiopia needs some measures to educate its people, but we're seeing that Ethiopian youth is being recruited by forces, regional, federal forces. So direction is not right. That's what I say, I've been saying for several months. Direction is not right. If your youth is only being used or largely being used for the battlefield, it means that the country is not moving in the right direction. Secondly, viewers, another news story about Ethiopian Abiy's family. Reportedly, one of his family members has been abducted. The incident happened reportedly in Ajare. Ajare is in West Shiva zone of Oromia, situated to the west of the capital Addis Ababa. In several previous videos, I reported about OLA's significant military presence in West Shiva. This incident and other evidence that OLA has considerable influence on the ground in West Shiva. The incident happened in Ajare. Who was the person abducted? Reportedly, he is PM Abiy's mother's uncle, and he is now in the custody of the fighters of Oromo Liberation Army. The incident has been confirmed by a source on the ground. In coming hours, we'll share more details with you. Thirdly, viewers, we have a new story about a letter written by Tigray President to UN Secretary General a few days ago. Now, General Berhanu Jula, Ethiopian Army Chief, Ethiopian Field Marshal, is threatening UN Secretary General. Why is General Jula threatening UN Secretary General? General Jula says that Tigray is a region. It's not a country. A region cannot bypass federal government. So the letter written directly by a region to UN Secretary General is a violation of Ethiopian law. That is why Antonio Guterres, UN Secretary General, must not read and respond to this letter. If Antonio Guterres read and responded to this letter, it would be a violation of international law. It would be interference in Ethiopian internal matters. That is what General Jula said. Now, let's see, will Antonio Guterres respond to this letter? A few months ago, Tigray President wrote a similar letter, but Antonio Guterres did not reply. Now, Ethiopian government through Berhanu Jula is putting pressure upon Antonio Guterres that it should not respond to the letter. Let's see. Lastly, viewers, we have been speaking about OLA's presence on the ground in Benishangul Gumuz region of Ethiopia, which is one of the destabilized regions where we have seen fighting, where Tigrayans were burnt alive a few days ago. Now we have a video clip for you showing newly trained fighters of a Benishangul militia, BPLM. Benishangul People Liberation Movement, BPLM, is an armed group fighting in BG for years. The group has struck an alliance with OLA. Both have been working in alliance for months. And the video clip shows newly trained BPLM fighters with some OLA commanders as well. Reportedly, OLA commanders are training BPLM fighters, and Oromo Liberation Army fighters are on the ground. Their commanders, their instructors, they're on the ground in BG. People can be heard talking in Afan Oromo language as well in this video clip. And other confirmation that Oromo Liberation Army has its presence on the ground in BG. I think in a previous video I shared pictures of OLA and Benishangul Gumuz fighters. They acknowledged their joint operation. So another confirmation. Watch this clip, viewers. Thanks for watching. Dem!